Next we have a former chairman of San Diego Peace Coalition during the Vietnam era. He introduced Gore Vidal at a San Diego venue back in 1981. He's going to do it again today. Please join me in welcoming long-term activist, San Diego activist, Floyd Morrow.
Yeah. Run, Floyd, run! Run, Floyd, run!
How you doing? Neat to be seeing that San Diego is not a Union Tribune mockery. In 1981, I had run into a remarkable man. That man has been a voice of reason, a voice against war. He has got so many credits that I just simply would not be able to go through all of them. But let me just say, he won the National Book Award here in 1993 in the United States. He's got 2 or 3 dozen bestsellers. I was so impressed when I saw his image on the cover of Time 3 different times, of the Time magazine. Since then, he published something that caught my eye. It's called Perpetual War for Perpetual Peace, Dreaming War. The subtitle is Blood for Oil and the Cheney-Bush junta. I would like to bring up Gore Vidal.
Thank you, Floyd. I gave my knee in World War II, realizing that I would never bend it for any of these governments we've been getting. I am not William F. Buckley, Jr. I thought he might be allowed up from hell today, but they have their own rules down there, and Bill has got to obey them. Had we been a real country, instead of a constantly wounded one, we wouldn't have had this administration. I'm wartime president. I'm wartime president. Well, he isn't. Only Congress can make a war. And he thinks, because he says he is, and he asked Mr. Gonzalez to get him all the powers of Abraham Lincoln and Franklin Roosevelt for this little snip. I mean, how are we doing? He should have been gone long ago. We are not a nation of masochists, though there are times when we seem like it. This is as low as we have ever fallen. I mean, they talk about Harding and so on. So he had some friends who stole money. Good heavens, who hasn't? But there we are. And now, I don't know if we're going to be able to get rid of it in 08. I predicted, unfortunately, I'm given to prediction, and I had predicted that the Republicans are going to pull all the stops out. Every balloting machine will be toyed with and will be screwed up. And, you know, if you vote for whoever, a Democrat, your vote is going to be counted. What do you want, democracy? Yeah! Good. But it is nice that here in San Diego, I ran for the Senate a few years ago against Jerry Brown, who really wanted to be, a prosecutor. He is one. And he's very good at it, too. And I had no feeling that an event like this might take place. Also, on the other hand, I had no inkling that something like the Bush administration would happen. So we always get part of it wrong anyway. But this is, I love the way, I follow, I'm a junkie for the news programs, and there's Hillary and there's Obama. They're being very sturdy, the two of them. And I think of them as, two halves of the same president we might have had. I'd be quite content with either one. I am not partisan. I've been a lifelong Democrat. Very few people ever fess up to that, particularly in certain areas of the country. But I think the system really is doing better than we have any reason to suspect. Okay, there's the governor of New York, but there's always governors of New York who are going to be up to mischief. That's what New York is about. And I wish him well in his future endeavors. To look at somebody who took joy in putting other people in jail, headed there, I mean, that is something only a real democracy can deliver to us. We have to have some enjoyment. Anyway, I hope to see also, among other things, I just live up the road, the election of Floyd as your mayor. In 1982, when I was in the Senate race, I went around with the usual begging bowl, and the only chairman of any of the counties who supported me, largely because I was against the wars, and I'd read Henry George. So, I am here to return the compliment. And I think you're lucky to have him. And first of all, I think there's going to be a real house cleaning coming up. We have had too many creeps in office. That one, the very rich guy with the yachts and everything, he was a congressman from down here, wasn't he? Well, good luck. Don't do it again. There isn't much that they have to do, but there are certain things they should be persuaded not to do. And he was one, and there are others. What have I been doing? Who am I supporting in this great presidential fiesta? Well, I'd be quite happy with either one of the principal Democrats. On the other hand, there are things that could yet happen. I see, trouble is being made for one and then the other. It's good for their character, naturally, but let them suffer a bit as they go up Calvary. And each of them has referred to how historic the election was, because she and he were the greatest people either one ever knew. I don't know how well you know politicians, but that's the way they think. And she's a great gal, and he's a great guy. And I sort of wonder that, I hope, either one would be too good for us. After we take responsibility for Bush, I spent a lot of my life in Italy, and I spend all my time explaining to Italians that we're not as stupid as we look, When the Italians start to shake their head about your lack of furbissimo, you're in trouble. Anyway, upon that note, I wish you well. It's a lovely day. The sun is shining as it ought down here. I know a lot of retired folks in the hills. So perhaps I'll go join them.